G'day, Craig here from Catalyst Business Coaching. In this short video, I want to talk to you about pivoting your business and not panicking, as well as giving you a model that you can use today to help you decide on how you can pivot your business. So pivoting is a term that has some of its origins in the startup communities in Silicon Valley. Pivoting means to change your business direction. And it comes from the startup space where many entrepreneurs will get out there, test their product in the market, realize that it's not going the direction they would like it to, and so they pivot or change that business and go for a new direction, a new product or a new service. But what they do in that process is they actually take the skills, the learnings, the feedback from that first product and apply it into that new one. And so that's the pivot that they're taking. So today I want to talk to you about how you can pivot your business and give you a model that you can use right now to go through that pivoting process. But before we do that, I want to talk about where we are right now. And I'm going to jump onto the Surface Pro here and we're going to do a bit of drawing and go through this together. So what we're going to do is talk about what your options are right now. So if we look at this diagram here, and let's say that this is the world that we live in right now, and we are right here. And this vertical line over here represents when we're going to come out of the coronavirus crisis, which is looking at anywhere from 6 to 18 months, depending on who you speak to. So our options from here, when it comes to our business, are firstly, we can do nothing. And if we do nothing, this is what our trajectory is going to look like. Okay, if we let the world, the government, the conditions that we're seeing, if we let them take charge of our business, we're most certainly going to end up down here because things are changing so fast and we're not adapting in any way. The next option is to do something. And if we do something, it's going to look like this. Okay, we're going to be responding or reacting to what's going on in the world. We're going to take some action, but it's only going to really be a reaction. And the last option here is to do the right thing. And that's taking positive action and pivoting your business. And that's what we want to go through today, show you how you can do that. All right, so let's move on. So what we want to do here is let's have a look at the 3 ways that we can pivot. So, number 1 is we can pivot our delivery. And that's what we call our where. So if we're pivoting our delivery, we're changing where we deliver our products or services. Now that's a really simple thing. We're doing the same service or product, we're just changing where we do it. So for example, if you're a lawyer or accountant, you might be doing your delivery online through Zoom, through phone calls and other online meetings, and working from home. If you are a cafe or restaurant, you're changing from in-house dining to takeaway. So you're changing your delivery method. You might also be delivering your services to people's homes as well. So that is changing the delivery method. That's the where of what you're doing. The second option, if you excuse my handwriting, is changing the message, which is the why people still need you. You've got to make sure that your message is relevant to your customers today? Another message, we've got a client that has a French patisserie. So they've changed their message delivery from their beautiful patisseries and cakes. They've made up these little sanity packs and homeschooling rescue packs to bring a little bit of joy to people who are stuck at home schooling their kids or working from home. So they've just changed their message slightly to be more relevant to attract the customers that they want. And the third one is changing your offering altogether. And that's coming down to what are you doing now? So this is where the big sort of pivot comes in. And a fantastic example that I read about the other day, a company called Stage King. They actually make sets and props for stage productions. Of course, with theatres and those sorts of entertainment industry closed right now, they pivoted their business, their skills in carpentry, into making laptop stands for people working from home. So they've changed the offering altogether and the what of what they do. So now let's apply this to our model. So here what we've got is the three main areas of our business. We've got our people, we've got our assets, and we've got our USP. Now our USP is our unique selling proposition or our competitive advantage. So under normal circumstances, before coronavirus, our business was probably operating in this sweet spot right here. Okay, this green is good area. So there's a nice overlap of all our people, our assets, and our unique selling proposition that we're delivering awesome services to our customers. We're profitable and we're doing really well. Now, even if you were doing average, you might have been living in some of these areas as an example. Not quite firing on all cylinders, but you're doing well. So maybe you hadn't quite got your message right, your USP, but you're still delivering services that people want to buy. I'm going to make this an orange area. But now what we've got is the world turned upside down, and in some industries almost completely shut down together, that we have to look again at how we do business and look at those three ways that we might need to pivot our business to change our delivery, our message, or our offering so that we can, in some cases, survive through this crisis to come out the other side. And so what happens is this space that we now need to look at is living outside of our normal business operations. And this is our pivot area. And so what we need to do is start to assess each of our three key areas of our business to see where the opportunities are to pivot. And so what you can do, we can just pick three options from each of those areas and start to look at how we can now pivot our business. So if we look at assets, and when we talk about assets, we're talking about the physical things that your business owns or has. So that could be vehicles. It could be your plant and equipment. Or it could even be the fit out of your business. for our USP, which is our unique selling proposition or our competitive advantage, this is the sweet spot for how you do your business that makes you different from your competitors. And that could be the design of how you run your business, the efficiency in your training or processes, or it could even be your location because you can service certain people. So think about Amazon as an example. They've got a massive competitive advantage because of their distribution network of their business that allows them to do, in America, same-day delivery, and in most places, two-day delivery. Okay, and then let's have a look at our people. So this might be, what are the skills or assets that your people have? For example, it might be customer service skills that could be translated to a different industry. It could be their problem-solving ability to help other people, or it could actually just be a skill that they have. For example, with Stage King, which in their case was carpentry. And so what you want to do is an audit of, I know that's a terrible word to use these days, but make a list, do a diagram like this, of each of the areas and the assets that you have. So your physical assets, your competitive advantage or your USP, and your people, and start to make a list of all those things that you're good at, and then start to apply that to the needs of the market that you see right now. Another great example of this sort of pivot is a clothing business that normally does fashion clothing, has now started making scrubs for doctors and nurses. So they've taken their assets, being their sewing machines in their factory, and the skills of their people, and applied it to a very direct need right now. So, the question that you need to ask yourself is, where are you now and what do you need to do? So if we have a look at this triangle here, and if we think of this as like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you're familiar with that, we're going to do a slight change to this. So if the black line in the middle represents our status quo, I want you to ask yourself, where is your business right now? So is it down the bottom here? And is it bleeding? Is it really going backwards and you just don't know how to stop it? Or is it slightly better? It's just slipping. You're not too sure. It's just slipping down and you don't know how to correct it. Or is it quite stable? Are you in the space where your business is doing well and this coronavirus isn't affecting it? Or are you actually growing and leading out? So as you think about where you are and where your business is, let me offer you a couple of solutions of how we can help. Firstly, we're going to give you the pivot model that you can download as a PDF and use straight away in your business. So to do that, all I need you to do is type in model below or send us a message with model and we will get that out to you for free. If you find though that you're in the slipping and bleeding area and you want to get into the green again, what we're going to be doing is a 6-week case study program with a handful of businesses to get you from red to green. And if you want to get into that, just simply type in rescue down below and we'll send you out the details of that program. So just remember, don't panic, pivot in your business, do that review or audit of those 3 key areas, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the other side of this coronavirus crisis.